So for me, there's a sense of a past. But there's never been a past. So without going to the past, just this. You could say a thought is the past. So what is timeless, doesn't have a past, doesn't have a future, really doesn't even have a now. Well, that's just it, isn't it? This doesn't have anything. This isn't trying to hold on to anything, define anything, explain anything, improve anything. It's like there's nothing to add to what is. And the me is an addition. The me is an imaginary attempt to add something to the simplicity of what already is. And the wholeness is that there's nothing to add to what is. So in that sense, the moment is just however it is. And that includes everything. The pain, the pleasure, the boredom, the sadness, the confusion, the I don't get this, the, oh, I get it. It's all of it. And it's none of it. Because it's not an it. But the imagination is so powerful, so powerful. Anything can be imagined at any time. And this remains. Sort of like the sky remains no matter what the weather. So I want to welcome everybody. This is an open meeting and everyone's welcome to participate. If you have a comment or question, please feel free to unmute and jump in.
Yeah, I'll say something. I'm just remembering what Don said at the end of last week's meetup about how Nkosi spoke for, I don't know, 11 minutes or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, Don, but he spoke for a length of time. And then, Don, I think you said something like that. Really, I didn't understand a word of it, but I love it. Something like that. And I think that's what it's like to me. When you talk, Michael, sometimes I sort of get it, and other times I probably don't. But I love it just the same.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Faith. That's so beautiful because really it is a resonance with this emptiness. That's, you know, it's not what Nkosi has that sort of stirs our heart. It's what he doesn't have. It's the emptiness speaking so clearly that something here resonates. And that emptiness is everywhere. So that's just as much there as it is. It's not anywhere in particular. It's not in any one place. It's in, you know, it's undivided. So that's the no separation.
One of the things that I was on one of the calls, I think it was with the Jim Newman, and it was funny, somebody was talking about incremental progress. They didn't know. I mean, I'm just guessing that that's what it was, because they were speaking about feeling more calm and feeling more peaceful and, you know, not yelling at the doggy or whatever it happened to be. And it just, I don't know, it was funny. And I said to Jim, you know, we never hear the story of the person screaming at their cell phone service provider for 10 minutes and then saying at the end of it, and it's just this. Like we don't hear that part of the inclusion or the everything.
Yeah.
But if there is not a single thing, there is no one, and there's nothing done by that no one. I mean, and not that there isn't doing, of course there's doing this, it's life living, but it includes everything.
Yes. Yes. Everything is it already.
Yeah. Yeah. No separation.
Now, of course, there's no way to understand how feeling sad or depressed or anxious could be this too, but it just fucking is. Sorry.
Not sorry.
But that's what makes the difference, Michael. When I understand that, or when I get that, like that makes a huge difference. Because I've spent all my life resisting what the so-called bad or inconvenient, then if I'm not resisting it, it makes a world of difference.
I was just going to say, I can regale you of the story of me last night, nearly killing my cat. I was so pissed off at him. And then standing in the middle of my living room going, I wish you would stop expressing through me this way. Yelling at nothing, like, why do you have to express through this body as anger? So yeah.
Beautiful.
Like, is that an example of the bad and then saying it's just this? Because that's sort of what happened.
All of it. The whole thing is beautiful.
And I love how you say, Michael, you said something about Nkosi and how it's what he doesn't have. I forget how you expressed it, but it's so powerful because it's so clean, the message so clean. And can you remember what you said about it, like what he doesn't have?
Well, yeah, if you think about the me, say, as a filter.
Right, yeah.
So it's like a energetic sense of location or knowing. If that's not there, then there's literally just what's happening.
Well, I would say that what Nkosi doesn't have is what you don't have. What isn't here is what he doesn't have and what he speaks. And it's really what we all speak. It's what there is. But there is this sense of something that I have. We call that the me. The me is the sense of having and doing and being, and which always has a story to it, right? And so Nkosi talks, and that story isn't showing up, and it isn't calling attention to itself, which mostly we do when we talk. We call attention to the story, or the story calls attention to itself as the person talking. I don't know how you would say it. There's the kind of energy of a story, and Nkosi doesn't have that, we could say. But I'm also saying nobody has it. You don't have it.
No.
It's not. There just isn't a story here.
Is that the same, I guess, for lack of a better term, thing that happens during deep sleep?
Well, I could talk about that if no one else wants to. I mean, I wouldn't quite say that happens during deep sleep, because it's just what is. So it's what's happening now. It's what is. But yeah, I would say that in the story, that's a really good image of, to look at, and an illustration maybe that represents maybe it's in the story, it's the nearest we can maybe come to have an image of what isn't. It's a good way to talk about it. But really, deep sleep is no different than this. This is deep sleep. That's what I would say. And that's what we're talking about. There's nowhere that you have to go to find it, or that's the whole point. There isn't any change. that, that brings it. The story is always looking for a change, to find the emptiness, find the place where there's no story. Anyway.
That's beautiful, Dan. I feel the same response to you as I do with Nkosi. It feels so right on. Very well said.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So we could say that the character imagines that there's somebody in the body. So for example, Alice, you with Nkosi. So in the same, right, if I'm having a private with Nkosi, right, you could imagine that there's an Nkosi over there, but that isn't how he sees Alice. He doesn't see Alice. He says, no, you're this. Oh, you're muted, Alice.
Well, he'd kind of like say, "You're the same as me. I don't see anything but me," and he's this love. It's no separation. I got a couple videos of little Nkosi to share with you. I'll do it offline.
Ah, the little boy.
He's getting big.
You could say that everything is not what the me is looking for.
Can you say that again?
I said you could say that just what is not what the me is looking for. I mean, just everything, right? All that is. So everything's it already.
So just everything is what is, but just everything doesn't fit in a story. There is no story about everything. There's no story about what is. And this me is looking. If we say the me is looking, I would say the me is looking. It's just this phantom activity of looking, but it's only looking. I'm only looking in a story. I can only look inside the story. So of course, what is doesn't apply. It doesn't fit into that story at all. The me never comes in, never touches what is, even though the me is what is. There's only what is. It's crazy. But it's certainly not looking for what is, because I can only look inside my story for a story, another part of my story. But the story's looking for itself, and it doesn't even happen. There's just this.
I opened up I am that just randomly, and I came to this statement where Nisargadatta said, quote, "To be the point of light, tracing the world is Turiya, the fourth state, beyond sleep, wake, or dreaming. And to be the light itself is Turiyatita." Now, when I listen to Nkosi, he is clearly that expression of Turiyatita, speaking from the disposition of the divine, or the awakened, whatever the word would point to. And it always catches my breath when he speaks to something like Don, who seems to have some questions, is asking, is this what this is, or what is love, and the clarity and the steadiness with which Nkosi says, beautiful question, beautiful question. And he then says, and the question is that too, that is it too. That's the expression of this, the divine oneness, whatever. But the remarkable thing here is the grounding and clarity that nature of Turiya, and the expression, the essence of being, demonstrating Turiyatita, that awakened state, is such a gift here for this speaker, and I clearly hear it being appreciated by others, apparent others. But that is a state that is to grace. I once said to Michael, from your lips to God's ear. I'll buy some of that, but it's a state that occurs when it occurs, when you're ready, I presume.
No state is going to happen. It's not. It's already. So that's this, right? This is what's so crazy about this. This can be waiting for. This could be waiting for something to happen.
I misspoke in the sense that the state is speaking as the residual Michael, speaking to that, but clearly the apparent Nkosi, what's spoken, is encompassing states, questions, answers, and there is seen therein as everything, as wholeness, is nothing separate.
And Michael, may I ask you, and what is speaking there through Michael right there?
Well, that speaking through Michael is clearly the me quality, and yet the revelation here, though I could speak it like, talk the talk to say, that's it too, but the essence here is that it's not that same clarity and assurance from the disposition of apparent Nkosi.
Yeah, but that's a thought.
Yes, it's all thought coming from Michael, much thought, but there's the sense of the witnessing clarity, and then the residual, whatever comes up that's residual Michael, that you're picking up clearly. That also is it too.
Oh, this can get really confusing. I'm finding myself, wow, it's hard to follow. But that's what's coming up for me.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And so that's it too. Like Alice speaking is no different than this one speaking or Michael speaking. It's all, or Nkosi speaking. You don't know how to speak, Michael. You don't know how to speak, Alice. I don't know how to speak. It's this that's speaking through all of us. And what Nkosi's sharing is that this can sit there with a straight face and say, I don't get it.
And there's no Nkosi, and there's no Michael, Maureen, Alan, Faith, Dawn, Dan, Constance, Lord, none, zero, zip. Oh. And you know, it's like there's no individual, and the individual sense seems to be more individual than ever. Yeah, and it's just unknown, surprising. Like what, I don't know, this when tonight all of a sudden just this huge feeling of fondness, like just fondness for this beautiful group. Yeah, out of what, you know, it's just like boom. Yeah, anyway. And, you know, watching Faith pick up her cup. I mean, it just is so beautiful. Everything. Yeah. Yeah, like that's what's, you know, the specialness is gone out of everything, and then it's stunning. Like there's no like, you know, I enjoy hearing Nkosi, but I just as much enjoy hearing everybody else. Like, yeah.
Yes, yes, I mean, you said something about the specialness is gone. And I listened to somebody this week that was talking about the need for as a ego, we need to feel special. And I reflected on that, and I thought how true that is. When we're in the story, it's about being special. We're specially good, or we're specially bad, or something like that, that need to be special. So if you've dropped the need to be special, then hurrah.
I guess what comes to me when you're talking, Faith, is kind of what Zoe is, that I think this whole thing that's me is just total specialness across the board. And if there is no specialness, there is no me. That's what feels right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I have some things that are special, then of course there's going to be some things that aren't.
Right.
The me here, it feels like conditionality. Again, it's completely innocent, but the patterning is conditionality and also sticky bargains. like you show up this way for me, and I'll show up this way for you. Or, I mean, it's what the story is made of. It's made up of sticky bargains. You know, it's fine that it's like that, but it's just funny. It's like it's MO. But so like, I love that you mentioned that, because it's like, it's a funny thing. Like when you come across somebody like Nkosi, I mean, Michael's compared him to Jesus before. And the truth is, it's like robots in love. You know, you come across somebody and all of a sudden, you know, it's duality again. It's a teacher and a student, or it's somebody that has something and someone that doesn't. And of course, that's all innocent too. Like that's the way that kind of wild love can be, you know. But what Zoe was talking about, I mean, I'm guessing this is just a projection, but the last thing Nkosi wants is for people to focus on him as being special. I mean, I don't think that's really, I mean, who knows, you know, but I'm just guessing.
I kind of think that's what that little laugh could be about.
Right. Or any of us really, you know, when the energy accidentally gets tied to something versus faith just taking a sip of tea. Well, you know, I mean, where it's all just so beautiful.
Of course, you know, Michael, we're really not sure it's tea, do we?
Huh. By the way, if we have any,
Go Alice.
that's funny. If we have any tech savvy people, would love to get a ringtone with Nkosi's laugh.
That'd be awesome.
I know, right? Your
I
phone
don't know
rings
how
and
to
you
get
hear
it.
him laugh. Like how do you not answer the phone with a smile?
Yeah. Was that you could do it, Zoe?
No, I just what a beautiful idea.
So seriously, you would have the download for that if somebody could do it?
Yeah, there's a way to do it. We could figure it out probably.
We can ponder it, sure.
It's funny because like Dong was saying last week about the 11 minutes, you know, Nkosi was only here for 11 minutes and it was, you know, some like more than enough, you know, it was like amazing. But in a way, just his laugh, you know, it's so light and freeing and feels so good that, I don't know, his laugh is a couple seconds.
I think his laugh pervades all his conversation. You see, there's a delight, a joyfulness
Yeah,
that expresses that laugh.
yeah. Yeah, it's almost a bit bemused, you know, like when a child asks about Santa Claus, you know, it's like a little chuckle. Like, okay, we could talk about Santa.
And what's crazy is it's not even his laugh. I think that's why we love it so much.
To put it simplistically, that there is very little, if any, of that separative quality that in Nkosi that I see in myself. And even though you could say, and I agree, there's nothing there, it's not yet outshone, it's not yet released or dissipated for whatever, notwithstanding I could answer the multiple choice question, is this a self or a me? Yeah, the asshole is still here, the residual identity, but there's, you know, I get a C+ for recognizing it, I suppose, but it's not quite the same as the A+ of the expression of whatever that is, using an apparent Nkosi's psyche.
I love it that you said asshole, Michael.
Much less of
And Nkosi is here.
Hi, Nkosi.
Hi, Alice.
Hi, Nkosi.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Nkosi.
Hi.
We were talking about maybe having your laughter, or your little laughs, your chuckles, as a ringtone on our cell phones. That one.
That one.
Beautiful.
Oh.
It's okay.
And we got to include the "it's okay" after the laugh.
Yeah.
And don't forget already.
And it's all beautiful.
Oh.
And coffee mugs and t-shirts.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord.
I think that would be a great idea, Michael. And you know, all of this, how you've been taking in my donation, all the various things. the
Oh, my
chuckles,
gosh.
poetry.
Whew.
You could make some money, Michael.
Yeah.
Actually, that whole thing feels kind of awful. Just keep it thinking about getting that into the worldly spin, huh? I was talking to Nkosi yesterday. I'm going to share something that I felt was very helpful. If there's any discussion around it, but I sometimes get annoyed with spiritual people or people that are into this religion stuff, and then they try to convert me, and that type of thing with different things. And Nkosi reminded me that I have been in their shoes too. I've been trying to convert people, and I certainly had, and to really, if I could just see them in that light, that I had been that person also that is annoying me at this point, even though there really is no person and all that. But putting that aside, it was a very helpful discussion in Nkosi.
You're welcome, Alice. Always. Yeah, everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. No matter which shape or form it may appear to be. It's just this. It's just everything. There is no separation already. There's no one who's searching. There's no one who's not searching. It's just totality appearing as everything. So everything is seen as just beautiful. There is that sense here, there is that sense of okayness with everything, with everyone, if I may say. There is that emptiness, yeah, spaciousness, and it has nobody in it. It's just everything. Which includes the talking that seems to be happening right now, and the listening happening, waiting happening, confusion happening, the sense of not getting it. So nothing is excluded here, everything. It's just everything. It's just aliveness. And everything seems to be alive because of it. Even the dust, stones, grass, trees, sky, clouds, wall, computer screen. So this as it is already wordless. Nothing needs to be done for this to be what it is. So it's everything already, including the one who's asking a question, the one who's giving an answer. It's just this what is appearing as that. So there's no one here already. There's no one who separates here. There's no doer of things. Except as a thought, which is also this. So every expression is already this. Every thought, every sense, sensation, every wandering, confusion, hopelessness. There's nothing outside of this. There's nobody outside of this. There's really nothing to get. There's really nowhere to get to. It's already here for nobody. It's everything. Which includes a you who's looking for it, is also it expressing as that. So there's no real you who's searching. There's just searching, but nobody's doing it already. It's just this expressing as searching. So anything may happen here. We may talk about anything. Any discussion may appear. But behind that, there's nobody. The thought, every thought doesn't belong to anyone. The sensations, they don't belong to anyone. Nobody owns anything here. Because there's nobody here. There's just everything. So talking or not talking is the same, because it's just this. Thinking or not thinking is the same. It's all justice. And this is nothing that appears as everything. But this is boring. That's also disappearing as that. I wish I could hear more of this. That's also what is appearing as that. Last week, it was a very beautiful meeting, but this week, that's also everything appearing as that. So really, there's no escape. Everything is this already. And this is not trying to convince anyone or to convex anyone. This is just talking happening. It is not directed to certain somebody. Because there's no one here already. It's just everything. Yeah, that's what's coming up. Yeah.
Beautiful. What a blessing. Really, thank you, Nkosi. So beautiful, the sharing.
I'd like to just ask Nkosi or share something here. I mean, you were right on, you know, last meeting was better than this one. And last time I really liked what Michael said, tonight he sucks, you know, and we just, I'm kidding, Michael. But I mean, and like Don, or I can pick anybody apart and just compare and do all that kind of thing. And the separation thing that keeps going on with this mind judging, but how would you kind of address that? I mean, that too is part of this, but there's got to be something else, because I suffer when I do that.
Yeah, there's no one to suffer already. There's no one there to suffer. It's just everything expressing as that. So it's everything asking a question right now. There's no real separate woman who's asking a question. It's just everything expressing as that, even right now.
Yes. Thank you.
It's beautiful already. Everything is beautiful.
So good.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm trying to grab onto something now. I'm listening to you and it's getting sort of hopeless and I'm like grabbing, okay, got to be something. So everything is grabbing, is trying to grab onto something. Would that be correct? And everything, everything imagining me grabbing onto something. And in that way, then that's also beautiful. I mean, not that I'm experiencing it that way, but I'm trying to, like what was being said last week, I was very high and very beautiful. And today's like, oh, I spent an hour and like, well, you know, sort of like, yeah. Okay, it was okay, but you know, could have done something better. And trying to, you get what I mean? Trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no one trying already. There's no one trying. It's just everything expressing as that.
And that's beautiful, right? You say?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and just the way it is.
And if I over here say it's not beautiful, over here, that's everything.
That's beautiful too.
Right. Okay. Okay.
This as it is wordless, is already wordless. Words may seem to appear in it and disappear in it. Nothing needs to happen for this to be what it is. It's already here without words.
And now however this occurred here, now I've dropped down into the heart, and it's beautiful from there, if that makes sense. From the heart, what I'm calling the heart, it's beautiful. It's like, it really is done. You know, it's like done. It's like done. It's all done. It's all complete from the heart. And now, so how, I need a strategy here. So I want to control this.
Yeah.
Okay, so how so
Yeah.
how do
Go
I
ahead.
how do I create, how do I keep dropping into the heart? It happened here. Okay, and something happened, or it seemed to happen. I want now, yeah. So tell me how, or what happened? How did that happen? If I'm not here.
Well, there's no how. There's no why. It's simply what is. It's just what is. There's nowhere to get to already. There's nothing to be done. Because even the one who's searching, who seems to be looking for it right now, is already everything appearing as that. So there's no real doer. There's no real somebody who's asking a question. It's already everything. So there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to be done. Who needs to drop in the heart, to the heart? What needs to drop? Who wants to do it? So there's nobody here. It's just everything. And this right here doesn't know anything. There's nobody here. There's nobody there either.
And Nkosi told me there's not even a heart.
Well, Michael said something a little while ago about there's no time here. The time is a story. So there's really no time to drop into the heart. There's just this.
And there is no heart. That makes sense.
Or it's all the heart.
How did you say that, Nkosi, about the heart?
Well, I don't remember.
Okay. Because some of my discussion with you, I would say I just can't seem to fall into my heart. And you would remind me, well, where's the heart?
There's nobody to fall into the heart, and there's no heart. There's just everything. You can call it a heart or a raccoon. Doesn't matter. It's just everything.
I got something for you, Don. Add an E to your name next time you come up.
Done. Done. It's already done. Thank you guys, to each and every one of you for coming. We love and appreciate all of you so much. Nkosi, no words. Thank you, brother, so much. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Right.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.